Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we're taking a look at another knife on loan from our good friend Brandon Thrasher. Thank you so much, Brandon, for loaning this one out to us. He loaned us the Civivi bow. And now we're going to take a look at the Roxi 3. Now, I originally reviewed the original Roxi. And now I didn't get to see the Roxi 2. I have the Roxi 3. And there actually is a Roxi 4 out in the world. So, and I'll talk about the differences kind of between them here coming up. But the Roxi 3, I really like this version. It's an all blacked out. I like the colorway with it, that kind of stone washed black titanium. And then you've got, sort of the bronze accents on it. I really, really like that combination. Got you a real lanyard hole there. Got kind of that bronze backspacer there as well. It looks pretty cool. Now you guys know that the Roxi and this style, they're more on that futuristic look and not necessarily my favorite, but man, I can appreciate a really well done knife, and this one is just that. It's a very, very well made knife. Well, let's check our centering, of course. Yeah, it's centered really well. Very, very. It's a WE knife, guys. WE Civivi. We know their quality. Now you've got a titanium clip there. It is a single-sided right-hand tip-up carry only. Very interesting milling on that clip. Kind of cool. But again, like I said, guys, it's more on that futuristic look, which might not necessarily be my jam, but again, I can appreciate a well-done knife. And there you go. Now, it's a front flipper, and you've got this really, generous fuller there. Look at that fuller. And then, of course, you have the thumb hole or the Spidey hole, which this one is very, very easy to Spidey flick. I can do it, so there you go. And then you've got the front flipper, the action. Yeah, riding on bearings, as Civivi does. The action is really, really well done. Yeah, real nice. Now, you got this nice sheep's foot blade. Now, kind of where the Roxi 3 differs from the original. The original, I believe, if I remember right, it was like a 2.6 inch blade. And this one's just over 3. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. But you've got that sheep's foot blade. You've got a really nice forward finger choil. Your plunge, your plunge is pretty much a straight plunge. So, let's see. It's pretty much right back there. I got to clean it up a little bit. I did use this one a little bit. Now, I don't go buck wild with other people's knives, but I do give them a little bit of a run. And I tell you what, it cuts really, really well. Now, as you guys know, Todd Knife and Tool are the designers of the Roxi series. So, yeah, just a really, really nice looking, Overall, I love that colorway. The color really appeals to me. The black with the bronze. The design, I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at my Roxi video, I'll say the same thing. A little bit more on the futuristic side than I normally appeal to, but dang, it feels really good in hand. And that jimping is good. You can choke up on that forward choil. You can get a really good grip on it. So, all right, let's get our specs and then our size comparison. So overall, we're looking at just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.25. What do they say for the official? What do they call it? 7.2. Yeah, I'm in there. Handle, you're looking at about, I'm getting just over 4.09. All right. Very good. And then, like I said, your blade length is just over 3. I think the official, they call it 3.14. So, and yeah, the original Roxi was like 2.6. So you've got about a full ½ inch more of blade in the Roxi 3. Now, let's look at your actual grip length is kind of short. If you look at it, we're just over 2.5. If you see, I'm kind of off the back end, with that natural grip position. with that. Now, it's not uncomfortable. My finger feels, it's laying there nicely, so it's not uncomfortable at all. And then if you choke up on that forward choil, well, then you can see I've got a pretty good grip. So those of you with larger hands, I mean, you're probably obviously going to go forward on it, and even then, you'll probably be off a little bit. So, you know, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for larger hands. I can tell you, with my grip in the original grip, and even my pinky, you know, off that natural point-to-point grip point that you see, it's not uncomfortable. Sometimes it is with a lot of knives, but it's not with this one. And I can, yeah, it's just not. Now, can I feel the clip? Yep, it's there. Is it a hot spot? I don't think so. Not for me. It's not. It feels pretty good. Let's kind of get our size comparisons out of the way. Kind of all over, but that's okay. It's good to mix it up every once in a while. So if you look at the bug out, it's pretty comparable in length to the bug out. Bug out's got up by just a little bit, but overall length is very comparable. And then of course we'll throw our PM2 out there, and that's going to be a slightly larger knife, as it usually tends to be with a lot of the knives that I review. But yeah, definitely about a 1/2 inch on the blade, and probably at least a good, pretty close to a 1/2 inch on the handle almost. So overall, all right, let's get a weight on it, and we'll go from there. I've kind of already told you my overall thoughts on it for the most part. 119, so that should be 3.8, 3.9 maybe? 4.2. Dang, man. All right, I'm off. 4.2. 4.2 on the weight. Somebody actually gave me a really good way to figure that out. I guess I should probably use it. It might help. In and out of pocket, you definitely have a good, solid grip. Now, it does grip a little bit going into my jeans. Now, it's not a deep carry clip, as you can see. You do have a little bit, you do have about, you know, almost a 1/2 inch sticking out of your pocket. The profile isn't as bad just because of the profile of the knife. You've kind of got it cut back here, so there's not a lot sticking out, but it is there, just for the overall, you know, other than the fact that just the design is not necessarily what I tend towards. The build is fantastic. It's really well done. The action is really good. The fit and finish, it's done really, really well. I really couldn't find anything that would annoy me, so to speak, you know? And like I said, the opening, the detent seems to be very well. I mean, I definitely use the finger hole there, and I can spidey flick it. Now, if I go down on the fuller a little bit, I can't get quite as good, because my hand's a little bit smaller. But if I use that, if I use the hole, yeah, then no problem. No problem. And then it front flips. Front flips very well. You know, and me, lack of coordination, if I can do those two things, yeah, it's probably pretty darn good. But overall, you know, it's a really, really well done knife from Wee. We'll zoom in a little bit there. Now, what does this one run? Runs about $229, $230. We'll call it $229.50 is what it's listed for here, but $230. You know, is that going to price some people out? It very well could, obviously. It's S35VN. I'm sorry, I didn't even throw that out there. S35VN on the blade steel. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a Wee knife. Wee tends to be the more premium side of the house when it comes to the Wee Civivi line. So, that $200 to $250 range is where a lot of them land. And to be perfectly honest with you, that's why I tend to trend towards Civivi. Because you get a well-made knife for probably less than half the price. And Civivi uses some really, really good. You're not going to find the titanium, but then again, also, I tend away from full metal knives. So the micartas, the G10s, and that's where I land. So, you know, it's personal preference. What do you think? Now, are you going to get this design in a Civivi? Probably not. They're designing for Wii. So, you know, that's just the way it is. Wish we could see maybe a variant in the Civivi line. Would that be cool? I would think it was cool. You know, a little bit more affordable, you know, a little bit more attainable for some people, for some folks, but hey, it is what it is. So you got the Wii Roxi 3 right here. Now, what I was going to say, I kind of told you what the difference is between the Roxi, the original, and this one. There's actually a Roxi 4 out there, and that one is a larger knife. You're talking a 4-inch blade, and it's more of a Wharncliffe. You're going to get more of a sharp, elongated, and I'll tell you, between the Roxi 3 and the Roxi 4, I much prefer the Roxi 3, because I kind of like the more curves, and this one with the sheep's foot, you've got more of the curve on it, where the Roxi 4 that's coming out, you're pretty much it's a straight Wharncliffe, you know, that modified Wharncliffe, 90-degree corner type, no. So, yeah, that one I would probably even tend away from a little bit more, just in my personal taste. So, between the two, the Roxi 3 would pretty much have it. So, there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on the Roxi 3. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Always glad to hear from you. Thanks again, Brandon. I really appreciate you sending this one out and the bow for me to check out. Thank you again very, very much. And thank you all for watching my review today. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.